Ari, thanks for being here, Ari.
Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm Ari. I'm a computer science student at LU. I'm also a machine learning engineer. I've worked at a few places, including Mila and Apple and some consulting. And this app is called chesspredict.com. It's a website where basically you can upload a screenshot of a chess game from chess.com or any like digital chessboard you have, and it will use a convnet to get the position of the chessboard and then tell you the best move to make using Stockfish. And I found it's especially helpful for beating my Russian grandmaster dad at chess, because Lord knows I couldn't beat him without this app. So I had to go create a whole app just to best him in chess. So this is like a less technical slides, but I'll show you guys a demo after. But basically, the purpose of this is to challenge higher level players by kind of leveling the playing field with people who have lower ELO ratings and aren't as good. All images also generated by ChatGPT, so other than the screenshots of the website. So if you see a funny image like this one, it's ChatGPT. So basically the goal is to provide guidance on optimal moves, to serve as a learning tool for skill improvement, and it's not intended to artificially inflate ELO ratings. The target audience is chess players who seek skill improvement, and those wanting to challenge higher level players, and to explore different move paths and strategies. So this is how it works. Basically, it's really working on the UI, but the core backend works, and basically you take a screenshot of a position, you set it white to move or black to move, and then it sends you back an image of the best move to make, as well as an analysis from Cloud Opus of the move. And sometimes it'll hallucinate, like in this example, I highlighted an extra pawn because white does not have an extra pawn. However, Cloud Opus seemed to think it does, but everything else is copacetic. But yeah. Let's do a demo. So this is, you're greeted with a funny little cartoon. Click chess upload. So let's say you're in a game and you're not sure what to do, and you've really racked your brain trying to figure out what the best move is, and you've exhausted all options, and the only thing left to do is to get the best move and an analysis from chesspredict.com. So you're gonna, much easier on phone by the way, which is what I normally use this on, but you'll take a screenshot of the position, go to choose file, upload the screenshot, make sure it's digital, correct position, whose move is correct, and then it should very quickly send you back a response. So it says the best move is D7, F7, and it sends you an image just in case you need that. So let's see, D7 to F7. Let's see if that's correct. Yep, that was the right move. Confirmed it with the check mark. And so we can take this to its completion and just finish out the puzzle. So F7, F6.
Ready?
Great. So there's also a certainty attached to it, which the convnet basically assesses the certainty that the fen position that it generates is correct. Yeah. Oh, well, also, we can run get analysis and it'll pass that position into the LLM. This takes some time to generate, like maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and I don't have a loading bar yet for it, but let's just wait a sec. I also added a little disclaimer there to make sure that like people know that the LLM can hallucinate the chess positions. Okay, so let's see what it said. In this position, white has a strong attack against the black king, with the queen on f7 being a major threat. Black's king is confined to the back rank, and the black rooks are not actively participating in the defense. White's king is relatively safe despite the black queen's presence on e3. The white pawns on f3 and h2 provide some protection, and the white bishop on b3 controls important diagonals. The best move for white would likely involve maintaining the pressure on the black king while addressing the potential threat posed by the black queen. Some possible ideas for white include protecting the f3 pawn to limit the black queen's options. 2, considering moves that threaten checkmate, such as queen g8 plus. So that move was actually suggested by the engine, so Stockfish and the LLM align on that, I believe. Yes. Something, or not that exact move wasn't suggested. I think that might be a hallucination to take g8. No, that's not a hallucination. It's a smart move, but it's not the move that Stockfish suggested. And so yeah, so it also says, however, it's important to note that without deeper calculation, it's difficult to prove a definitive best move. White should carefully evaluate the potential responses from black and choose a move that maintains the initiative while minimizing any counterplay. Overall, white appears to have a strong position, but careful play is still required to convert to a win. So yeah, so that's basically it. In conclusion, it's a unique blend of AI technology and classical chess, a novel tool for enhancing skills in competitive play. And yeah, that's it. That's any questions or?
I'm not a chess player. What's Stockfish?
Stockfish is like the chess like AI, or probably AI, but it's like a chess algorithm that finds the best moves. It's like computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ComNet like extracts all the positions of all the pieces, and you feed the positions to Stockfish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw you had like a little button for like a real photo. Does the content also like process real photos?
So that's kind of like my dream for if I had the resources, an expertise I would funnel to actually training ComNet on real chess photos. There's a current model that exists that I have. It's separate from the digital photo ComNet, and it's not good, but it's what's available open source, so it's an option. Yeah.
What's it called? ComNet?
ConvNet, yeah.
ComNet.
It's a convolutional neural network, so basically for image processing tasks, so for LLMs you have tokens, which are like the parts of the word that are word sequences you feed into a generative large language model, like a transformer model. You have image patches that you feed into a convolutional neural network. So it got its name because it convolves over the image, so like the pixel, it's like a mathematical operation where it takes like a area of the pixels from the image and it shifts them slightly and multiplies them by the weights in a certain fashion of the neuron.
Are you doing that like yourself, or are you using something?
No, I'm using an open source already trained ComNet for the digital images. I mean, it would be possible to do, I think, relatively simply though for the digital images, because you can generate XY label pairs for those fairly simply, because you can generate directly from like Lichess or something, you can generate the digital chessboard and then the Fen position. So as long as you have those two things, you could train a ComNet. But with real chessboards it's harder. I don't think there's an existing data set that has real chessboard images and the Fen position.
Can you use like ChatGPT to generate those real world images of the chessboards and feed that into the convolutional model?
It's an interesting idea. I don't think it would work for this. Like, are you thinking like use DALL-E 3 to generate the? I think it would hallucinate the positions too much. It would be too much checking. Based on my experience using GPT-4 to generate data, I think it would be.
Do you compare results, and how do you have some like metrics how you validate the success rate of the output. You kind of work with the output data.
Like the best move.
Yeah, like for example, you make some change or you try another model to give you output. Do you kind of compare this somehow? Like, do you use any method?
No, it's kind of all just like qualitative, experimental craziness for the real chessboard. But for the digital one, it's honestly pretty much always accurate for chess.com. I mean, just empirically. Not I haven't validated it. Yeah.
That's really awesome, and I think you're onto something. I'll say, as a parent, there's an obvious use case, which is I've been teaching my kid. We were playing chess this morning. It would be super cool for kids to have a tablet that they can see, that's watching play chess with dad, so that the kid can get support, right? Like, you know, as a learning tool, it would be really powerful.
Yeah.
But then I also would wonder if you were to pitch it to VCs or research groups or whatever, you could probably make some argument that chess is a really interesting example of embedding a world model, and that if you were able to somehow get, like, I don't know, a GoPro on a stand at the New York Chess Garden in Central Park and capture, you know, 10,000 hours of chess footage, could you like use this as a mechanism? Greg would know a lot more about this than me, but like if you're trying to train an actual physical world model, there might actually be something cool about chess pieces, because it's like super highly differentiated. You get the checkerboard pattern and a bunch of cues.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, especially based on my analysis of GPT-4 understanding the Fen position versus Claude Opus understanding the Fen position, because Opus seems to have a better world model for chess than
Yeah.
GPT-4.
That's the real question here, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and eventually getting a question. I mean, if you get this working as like a browser plugin, it works for basically all games.
Yeah, it should work for any digital chess photo. I haven't encountered one that it doesn't, but I'd be really appreciate if people tried it and let me know, like,
Yeah.
what it doesn't work on for digital photos, because I think that's kind of where it'll have the most.
So custom inked chessboard that has like refractive index built into the pieces. Anyway, thank you. That was awesome.
Good day.